Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about a standard TvZ mech build order. Sorry it has been such a long time since I've posted content. I have had my first teaching gig job and it's just demanded a lot of my attention. So I recently have found some time to get back into content creation. I'm streaming again. I'll leave my stream times in the description box, and I'm also hoping to get back into making YouTube videos, and I'd really like to start making like one upload a week. Doesn't always have to be build order related, but at least just one video of content a week. And what I am thinking is to help me stay motivated and to have encouragement and to be accountable is I want to make a Patreon, and I don't know exactly what reward system I'll have set up for it yet, but basically this is just so I can be most likely to continue to make that content on that sort of schedule. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments, and we'll go from there if I decide to go through with it or not. Going on with the build, this is a Reaper fast expand. I don't like to SCV scout in TvZ. What you want to do is, if you want SCV scout, that's your call. I would recommend though that if you do SCV scout, that you do it as late as possible, with maybe the SCV that builds the barracks going to do the scout. I will though show you how I react to early Zerg pressure, like pull first, without SCV scouting. So the main thing is, you see right now that I'm building a Marine. I'm going to queue up another Marine right before the other one finishes. And should it be pull first, I'll let that Marine finish. I'll pull SCVs. If it's like 4 lings, I might pull up to like 6 or 8 SCVs and just try and keep the command center building. And between all that, like, you shouldn't take any more damage. If, however, though, like in this case, you don't have to fight like sort of pull first build, let me pause because I got a lot to explain. You cancel the second Marine, and when your Reaper gets there, you'll have like just enough gas anyway, so it doesn't really hurt you to do this and to build that second Marine and then just cancel it, because you don't even have the gas for the reactor right away anyways. So once you confirm that there's like a hatch and that there's creep, and especially if you see the lings at home, you can definitely cancel that. It's a macro build to start with at least. One last thing I did mention though is, with the way I do this, instead of keeping the Reaper at home, my Reaper is always going to go on the map. So if it was pull first, he'd be able to just jump in the main and scout the Zerg's follow up, or check if there's a hatch timing. So that way you have information to know what to react to. Okay, continuing on now. There is a slight difference to what you may have seen in the past with how this build is going to go. I like to stop at 4 Hellions, and I've seen a lot of pros do this instead of going up to like 6 or 8 Hellions. You stop at a total of 4 for 2 reasons. One, it lets you get a faster third command center. The other is your battle cruiser is like the fastest battle cruiser possible with a Reaper fast expand. I also choose not to get a tech lab on that barracks. It is maybe just a little greedy, but if you ever feel unsafe, you can get that tech lab on the barracks. That way you can make a fast swap to like siege tanks or banshees if you feel like maybe a cheese is coming your way. So the SCV that builds the depot, and he's going to build around 32 supply, you will use him to build the command center, and you're basically waiting till like, I don't know, it's just under 350, 345 to when you can get that third command center. So you keep the first 2 Hellions out on the map with the Reaper, and then the next set of Hellions, you want to keep them home just for defense. So yeah, your pressure on the map is going to be kind of light, but you can still deny creep with this. You just need to be careful to not overextend with it. Something important that I like to do with it in particular is just check the saturation around 4 minutes. Is Zerg like saturating with drones, or is he just making units? So that's something that's a really important tell. So you can see 420 instantly, the fusion core finishes, I get that battle cruiser, then I can resume Hellion production. So this is Hellions 5 and 6, I get another depot, and then I get my gases. And there's a little timing pressure that we're aiming to do once our battlecruiser pops. And that's going to be where you have a total of 8 Hellions, and you can go onto the map and try and get some drone kills with that. Once you have 200 gas, for me this is around like 450-ish that I have that, you can get your second and third factory. You want to saturate the gases, and you're going to want to build one more depot. I chose to pause after the 8 Hellions. You might have enough money though to just keep making the Hellions, but I chose to wait because I thought the battlecruiser was going to pop out before I had money to do that if I had built more Hellions. But it looks like you could just build the battlecruiser instantly and then build the more Hellions as well. So I don't think you have to cut. Okay, now you need to start making 2 depots at a time. With this build, I think I mentioned I copied it from Heromarine and his stream. All these little things that he's going to do from here are things that are options and that are based upon the most standard follow-up from Zerg, which would be like a Roach Corruptor timing against Battlecruiser. He's going to stop at 2 Battlecruisers. You can do 3, but for him, I think I like the 2 idea because you can still like one-shot Queens with Yamato, but then you can also not overcommit to Battlecruisers because they make a lot of Corruptors. But when you do this, like with the 8 Hellions and the Battlecruiser, you can try and get drone damage at the 3rd, or you could just choose to warp the BC into the main and get scouting off, or you could even attack their building 4th, tickle it to death. Whatever you want to do, that's up to you. I'm just showing you an option. You're going to get those 2 tech labs as soon as you can. And then you're going to go for Yamato. You can go armories before Yamato, but I don't like that. So while your upgrades are going to feel kind of late and you won't have 1-1 till around 10 minutes, I think the Yamato is more valuable than the upgrades. Okay, what Heromarine does from here, and why I think this build is, like I mentioned, it's kind of compact and it's like a very generic way to play in every situation, is he goes up to 4 siege tanks total, then he swaps into 4 cyclones, and he goes from there based upon, you know, what he scouts and what he feels like he needs to do. So I get the 2 armories after I've started those siege tanks and I have the gas for it. Then you need to make sure that you get an eBay, and when I watch the Heromarine VOD, he makes a total of 6 missile turrets. He makes 1 in the mineral line of his 3rd, or near the mineral line, kind of the outer edge, like I'm about to do right now. And then he makes like 3 in front of where he keeps his siege tanks, which is really cool. And then he makes 2 in the main, 1 and the mineral line, and then another kind of near the production. And something I want to mention is after you get the armories, and you have, like, you know, the continuous unit production, you can get those battle mech upgrades. So you're even going to get your battle mech upgrades before you get your 1-1, because your armories will have just, you know, finished. You want to spread your tanks out so they're not touching. That way, if Ravager Biles come, they don't get to kill, like, you know, 2 tanks for free, basically. You can start up your 1-1. What am I missing here? Oh, Hellions. The one thing I've really noticed and felt like maybe why I haven't always had as much success with Mech and TvZ in the past is I think you really need to be diligent about trading out your Hellions for drone damage, because you're just going to have infinite Hellions with Mech, and you're going to have so many minerals anyways that it's not like a real issue. So around 7:30, I got my 4th base, and then after that, I'm going to go get my 4th and 5th racks. Following the 4th and 5th racks, I've noticed a lot of pros doing this, where they get a 5th command center really fast. You have the minerals, why not get it? It's going to accelerate your economy. You're already going to go up to 80 SCVs anyways. Just get that fast 4th base. So now I'm at a point where I've kind of reached the end of, like, the build being structured and laid out in a generic way that you can pretty much follow every time against most situations. You have the 4 siege tanks set up, you have the 2 battlecruisers, and you have the 4 cyclones. Everything from here is just based upon scouting. What is Zerg doing? Are they sticking on low tier units like you know, Ravengers? Probably want more tanks. Are they making mutas? You probably want to go into Thors. Just play it based off of your scouting from here. You're going to continue to get more production In fact, you're going to want to get 3 more factories. You're going to want to go up to a total of 4 factories. You may notice something kind of particular about the layout is I chose to put my third base here. Heromarine did this as well. The reason being, this is a much farther third base for them to attack into, so their timings are slower. And then putting a planetary here just makes this base more defendable through this choke. I think that's pretty much everything. Let me know if you guys have any comments or questions, and I'll see you guys next time.